Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful town in the heart of the countryside, there lived an old farmer named Henry. Henry owned a mule named Benny. Benny, who had once been a loyal and hardworking companion, had grown old and slow over the years. Seeing Benny's age catching up with him, Henry decided to let him enjoy a quiet retirement, grazing freely in the wide open pastures. One bright and sunny morning, as Benny was nibbling on some grass, he wandered too close to an abandoned, narrow well hidden in the field. Before he realized it, Benny slipped and fell to the bottom of the well. The poor mule brayed loudly in fear, his cries echoing through the quiet fields. An hour later, a neighbor named Joe, who happened to be walking by, heard Benny's desperate braying. Curious and concerned, Joe followed the sound and was shocked to find Benny trapped at the bottom of the well. Without hesitation, Joe rushed to Henry's house to tell him what had happened. Hearing the news, Henry gathered some neighbors and hurried to the well. The group stared down at Benny, who looked pitiful and frightened, with tears pooling in his wide eyes. They tried several ways to rescue the mule: ropes, pulleys, and even forming a human chain, but nothing worked. As the hours dragged on, Henry began to feel a mix of despair and practicality. Benny was old, and there seemed to be no way to get him out safely. Finally, with a heavy heart, Henry made a difficult decision. He told the others to fill the well with dirt, thinking it would be kinder to lay Benny to rest rather than let him suffer any longer. Reluctantly, the neighbors grabbed their shovels and began tossing dirt into the well. Benny cried out in anguish as the soil hit his back. At first, he was overwhelmed with sadness, realizing what was happening. But as the dirt kept coming, something inside Benny shifted. Instead of letting the dirt bury him, Benny began shaking it off his back. Then he stepped up onto the dirt that had fallen beneath him. With every shovel of dirt that rained down, Benny repeated the process. Shake it off, step up. Slowly but surely, the mule rose higher and higher. Eventually, the crying stopped. Curious, Henry leaned over to peer into the well. To his amazement, he saw Benny standing near the top, using the dirt as a platform. Moments later, Benny leapt gracefully out of the well, landing safely on the ground. As Benny trotted off toward the fields, Henry and his neighbors stood speechless. The old mule, whom Henry had thought was no longer useful, had proven his strength and resilience. From that day on, Benny embraced his freedom, never looking back. He carried himself with a renewed sense of purpose, knowing he had overcome the odds. Moral of the story: life will sometimes throw dirt on you in the form of challenges, setbacks, or pain. Like Benny, you can choose to shake it off and use it as a stepping stone to rise higher. This story teaches us to remain resilient, even when it feels like the world is burying us. It also reminds us of the importance of self-worth. While others may doubt our value, it's up to us to believe in ourselves and keep moving forward. Benny's story is a testament to the power of determination, positivity, and turning obstacles into opportunities.